Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Rogue ST Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane Bacon, and this is your Golf Central update. Tiger Woods wrapped up his JP McManus Pro-Am by shooting a 74 on Tuesday. He finished at 7 over par for the two-day event. We'll see him next at the Open Championship at the Old Course, of course, at St. Andrews. A look at how Tiger has played over the years. Played as an amateur back in '95, made the cut. Of course, a big win in 2000, completing the career Grand Slam, won again in '05. Tied for 23rd in 2010 and missed the cut in 2015. Before his round today, Tiger addressing the media as he gets ready for the Open next week.
Was the plan after the PGA all along to look ahead to St. Andrews?
No, the plan was to play the U.S. Open, but physically I was not able to do that. There's no way physically I could have done that. I had some issues with my leg, and it would have put this tournament in jeopardy, and so there's no reason to do that. This is a pretty historic Open that we're going to be playing. I'm lucky enough to be part of the past champions that have won there and want to play there again. And I don't know when they're ever going to go back. Well, I'm still able to play at a high level, and I want to be able to give it, at least one more run at a high level.
Can you just elaborate on what the Open means to you, and in particular, obviously St. Andrews with those two great wins there?
Well, I think it goes back to, for me, it's more about history, I think, than anything else. Going back into the 1800s, but also for me personally, knowing Arnold, when Arnold's the one who made the British Open what it is, made it the Open Championship. He came over, qualified, finished second, qualified, finished first, qualified, finished first. If you ever make me qualify, I'm not coming back. So here we are. But just to name, look at the names on that claret jug, and you see you just go right through you go through time. It's like a time warp, and just how they put the names on, and they start at the bottom, then went under the lip, and then they added the bases, and just the little things. And everyone who's won that championship, they know how hard it was. And you look at some of the scores, and even some of the scores, I figured, even with a gutta percha ball, how the hell do they shoot those scores? It's awfully impressive, and to have won the Open Championship, and then for me specifically to have won it at the home of golf is even more special. As Jack says, your career is not complete unless you won an Open Championship at the home of golf, and I feel like he's correct in that regard.
Given where you were in the first round in Augusta, shooting around a 71, and everybody was so excited to see you back on a golf course, let alone be in the top 10 after a first round. From there to here, the hills of Augusta, the hills of Southern Hills, and where you are now, has it all been worth it because of obviously what's coming up in 8 days' time?
Yes, it's been worth it. It's been hard. I mean, I've had some very difficult days, and some days in which I just moving off the couch is a hell of a task, and that's just the way it is. As I said, I'm very thankful for all the support I've gotten, my treatment staff, all of my surgeons for repairing this leg and keeping it. And so I have my own two legs, which I think it's not only I'm not going to take it for granted anymore. I know some people do, but people who have come close or who have lost a limb understand what I'm saying. And you have difficult days, but also you have great days. And my great days are not what they used to be, that's for sure. But they're great days in which I can spend with my kids and do things that they can do, maybe at a slightly slower pace, but I can still do it with them.
Tiger, you were saying you want to make the most of the time you have left as a high-level competitor. Wonder if you've got any idea how long that window might be, and whether going forward, open setups will provide you with the best chance of adding to win more majors.
No, I don't know. I really don't. You would ask me last year whether I'd play golf again. All my surgeons would have said no. But here I am playing, and I've played 2 major championships this year. So whether I will always be able to play golf, and whether it's this leg or someone else's leg, or a false leg, or it's different body pieces that have been replaced or fused, I will always be able to play. Now, if you say play at a championship level, that's just a totally different story. And that window is definitely not as long as I would like it to be.
A look around Adare Manor in Limerick, Ireland, which hosted the 6th JP McManus Pro-Am. We'll get another look at the course in 5 years' time when it hosts the 2027 Ryder Cup. Players are excited for the event to head to Ireland. With more on that, let's head out to Rex Hoggard.
Now, the 2027 Ryder Cup is still 5 years away, but that didn't stop any of the players who are playing in this week's JP McManus Pro-Am from envisioning just how special those matches will be here at Adare Manor.
I think it's going to be. I think they're going to make some changes to it in terms of fairway width and rough height and stuff like that. So I think it has the potential to be quite a bit different golf course, but it has an unbelievably exciting finish. I think that 15, 16, those 2 holes, potentially deciding some matches in a Ryder Cup could be pretty sweet.
When myself, Shane, Paul McGinley and Rory opened the golf course, we opened on a beautiful day, sunny day, perfect, hardly any wind, and none of us broke par. So this course can be set up whatever way you want it in terms of difficulty. It's obviously got some very dramatic holes, especially here around the Manor. So I think it will be an exciting course, but I think it's going to be even a better venue. It's purpose-built. They doubled the size of the hotel to make sure there's enough room for 2 teams. There's plenty of space for everything that goes with an event. But I think the biggest key, I know with a Ryder Cup you get a lot of international people coming in, but I think the biggest key is the fact that the locality here, the people of Limerick have taken ownership of Adare Manor. As much as JP is the actual owner, the people of this community genuinely have taken ownership, and they will make sure that there will be no stone unturned to make sure that the Ryder Cup in 2027 is a success for everybody who comes here.
Fazio has done an amazing redesign of the golf course. It's beautiful, and this golf course can be made as easy as they want and as hard as they want, right? So it's a beauty of a good challenge. Now, with that said, for a European possibly being on that Ryder Cup, they might need to spend a lot of time and resources on de-Americanizing the golf course. Because I think right now, it would be pretty much what you would expect in the Ryder Cup in the U.S. And based on what I saw in Paris and what I've seen in other venues, the Ryder Cup in Europe is a little bit different. So they might spend some time and effort doing something about that, obviously to suit our strengths, right? And but we'll see. Otherwise, we will have the Irish crowd, or the core of the crowd being Irish, supporting the European team, which, we all know how the Irish can create a good time and a good atmosphere. So it'll be really, really fun.
Now, Tiger Woods mentioned today just how great the crowds have been these last 2 days here at Adare Manor. And I spoke with an official who was involved with the Ryder Cup when it'll be here in 5 years. And he pointed out that for this event, they're allowing 35,000 people on the course per day. At the Ryder Cup in 5 years, they probably won't have that many, simply because they don't have that much golf. So you get an idea of exactly how much this means to Ireland and this golf club. Shane?
Thanks, Rex. A look at the Ryder Cup future sites. We'll be in Italy in 2023, Bethpage Black in 25, of course, Adare Manor in 27, Hazeltine in 2029 as we bounce back and forth. Excited for those venues, always excited for a Ryder Cup. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great night.